It is day 13, approximately 2 weeks since I did the Cosmelan chemical peel. So I wanted to update you guys with the 2-week review. Today makes exactly 13 days that I've had the chemical peel done. So want to say, watch the other video to see what day 7 was, and I guess of course like I have like a little short of the video of me getting it done that day with the chemical peel still on my face, which I did the chemical peel on my face for approximately, I think it was 8 hours I did it. But if you look at the short, it's like less than a minute, so you'll be able to see what I did. But so day 13, this is what my face is looking like. It is definitely peeling. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was scared yesterday. I'm gonna put some clips of how, you know what, I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna wait for that. But I was scared yesterday that I really damaged and freaked up my skin. I'm still a little nervous, but I feel definitely better. My skin feels a lot better than what it felt like last night. But let me not go off cuff here about that. Let me just tell you. So day 7, it was cool. I was flaking, peeling a little bit slightly. Skin was a little irritated because I started to use the Cosmelan 2, which I put that up on the screen. If you're not familiar with what that jar looks like, you're supposed to use the Cosmelan 2 7 days after the peel. I think I did start using it 5 days after the peel, but I only spot treat on those spots, like dark spots on my face. And I only did that that night one time on day 5, and then on day 6, day 7, that's when I start to put it all over my face, but like a thin layer. So day 7, I was very sensitized all over my face a little bit. So not very little, but you know, definitely can tell it was sensitive. Day 8, day 9, I noticed that I really start to get even more sensitive on the spots around my cheek area. But it still wasn't too unbearable where I couldn't put on the Cosmelan 2. Now, day 10 is when I noticed after I washed my face that night, I really got really dry and tight. My skin just felt really dry and tight. And also I noticed I had like a snake-like, almost like glass-like skin. And I was like, oh yeah, it's looking good. Also too, I had this here. It flaked off, like, you know, it peeled off. And this is a dark spot, not like a mole or anything like that. So it flaked off a little bit. And then, like I said, it looks like it was soft. It looked, you know, smooth, like snake-like skin. And it just looked glossy. That was day 10. Now day 11, again, I noticed my skin was very tight. And I felt like, you know, I could barely like open and close my mouth. Like around here really was a lot tighter. Just to kind of like move around my cheeks and everything, it was a little tighter as well on day 10 and 11. But really day 11 is when I kind of noticed that I was really starting to get irritated with the Cosmelan. Like that morning when I washed my face, after I washed my face, day 11, it was like, man, my face feels really, really tight. I'm just gonna put a small amount of Cosmelan 2 on my face. I made sure to use the recovery cream. I'll put the recovery cream up here. It is lightly scented, and also sometimes I know my skin can be a little sensitive to different scents and different things that are in some type of, in certain products. So with that, I felt like maybe that also added to my skin being very sensitive, with it being some type of fragrance in that. But I still, nonetheless, I was like, you know what? I know if I put this recovery cream on, that it will help with the tightening of the skin. I did notice that when I put that cream on, it helped with the tightness of the skin. It kind of loosened the mobility for me to be able to like move my lips and my face around a little more. Later on that night on day 11, I really started to get nervous because it really started to like burn. after I washed my face. And that night I decided, did I put it on the Cosmelan too? And I felt like my skin was like burning. So I think I did not put it on day 11 that night. When I woke up again, it was just so tight and just felt like I could barely move my skin. On the second week, I think it was the 11th. What was it? Anyway, let's move on. So last night when I did not put on the Cosmelan 2 that morning because my skin was so sensitive. And then that night I didn't put it on, and I was really nervous last night. Last night, I'm gonna show the picture here. Last night, my skin, it made me scared. Like I thought I did something really wrong or bad. I felt like I started researching on YouTube, like videos to know when you have had like a burn on your skin from a chemical peel, or I started looking up, Googling pictures of people that has chemical peels with darker skin tones. Like I started doing that because I was just like freaking out. And then I was kind of going back and forth, and last night I just continued to try different things to try to help with the dryness and the burning, because it was just burning all last night. I used this. It's just basically distilled water. I just kind of spritz that all over my face. Whew, that still feels good, to kind of keep the moisture in my skin. Also, I don't have the product, but I'll show it up here. That spray, I was using that spray to kind of help as well, to kind of bring some more moisture back in. Another thing, I felt like my skin was so dry, I would put water on my face, like the spritz and everything, and I want to say 10 seconds, it's dry again, like tight. So I was like, man. So I also use this as well. This is the CeraVe Healing Ointment. It's basically like the consistency of petroleum jelly. So it's basically petroleum jelly to me. Anyway, yeah, it feels good. So I was literally doing that, like around my lips and everything, and also like the inner corners of my eye, just making sure it wasn't getting in my eye, but the inner corners of my eye, like right here, I was putting it on there, and everything. This right here was like really starting to look reddish, and like a reddish darkish color, and then my skin here was just so like dry and like cracked, like it did not want to move. So I was so nervous and scared. I freaked my skin up. Also, last night I put this in the freezer, and last night I slept with this on my face. I also had some ice cubes before I went to sleep, and put the ice cubes in a Ziploc bag and was like, you know, putting it on my skin. Like my skin was burning. Scale of 1 to 10, I want to say it was like 7.5. I mean, it was bearable, but it was like uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, but it looked worse, I think, than what it felt like, and I think that's what was freaking me out. And of course, with it being my very first deep chemical peel like this, I was really nervous about getting chemical peels. Also, I want to say the couple of days leading up to day 10, I did notice that I would like be itchy. So sometimes I would notice touching my face and trying to stop myself from touching my face. But also when I would wash my face, the skin would just kind of flake off and like rub off. And I was trying not to rub too much. And also I kept thinking like, dang, did I rub my skin too much? Like, what did I do? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I was doing. I was freaking out yesterday. And also too, this morning, I was nervous about when I got up, what my skin was gonna look like. Got up, insert a picture here. This is what my skin looked like when I woke up this morning. Very tight, cracked, dark, and I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I think I might have messed something up. And I was like, please God, let it be okay. I don't know. But at the same time, I was like, hey, it is what it is. Learning lessons, whatever. But as the day progressed, well, before that, I'll go back. So that morning I said, you know what? Let me go back to my bases. I said, this recovery cream has a scent in it. So I said, let me just go to something that I know. So I just use like the CeraVe lotion, just a white lotion. And I know that works good on my skin and it's very gentle on my skin. So instead of using the recovery cream, basically the recovery cream is just basically keeping the moisture in your skin like a lotion or a cream. So I said, let me put the CeraVe on there after I wash my face with the gentle cleanser. I think I was using, oh, I got the wrong one. I'll insert a picture here, but I got this one instead, but it's not the right one. But I'll insert a picture. But I did a gentle cleanser, and then I decided to do the CeraVe, so the CeraVe lotion. After I did a CeraVe lotion, I went in again with the CeraVe, the ointment around my mouth and my sensitive areas around my eye, my nose here, because those were kind of like my very sensitive areas. And then I did not rub too much. I just kind of like pat and then like kind of did a sweeping motion. And some of it wasn't even all the way rubbed into my skin, but I was so afraid that I was going to cause like any rubbing or anything to cause it to like peel before it was time. So I just was very gentle and did that. Also, I did a couple of sprays of the water as well. And then also, and that was throughout the day. I just did a couple of sprays of the water. I put this water in the refrigerator to make it be a little bit more cool whenever I sprayed it today. So, and as the day progressed, I want to say 3-4 hours later, it started to be okay and to started to, like, my skin was not as tight, it was more moisturized. And like even now, I think, see, my skin is just peeling all over. So it's like, so that's what's making me think, see, this is a little lighter, so I'm a little nervous here. Now this I know is probably a burn because I think I scratched that. And also too, I scratched a little bit along my jaw because at night I was so uncomfortable. I would scratch sometime because I was like, oh, it was so irritated. So you can even see how my skin is just peeling and flaking off. But anyway, so I said all that to say today, Cosmelan 2, I did not put any of that on. I went back to the basics and I just used my gentle lotion from CeraVe and some water and some petroleum jelly. And then just kept applying that as needed. Also, my neck, you'll see on one of the pictures that my neck was peeling. It started to peel, I want to say day 10, but it really started progressing, you know, day 11, day 12, and of course it's still peeling today, but it's a lot better because, like I said, after I put the moisture back in my skin, I noticed that it started to kind of like flake off and just kind of like start to restore itself from the moisture. What else? Yeah, so for right now, this is day 13, 2 weeks in basically, and this is what my skin is looking like. Again, I'm still hopeful that it's all gonna work out. I feel like these dark areas here, they're gonna flake off and peel. I'm just trying not to mess with it or touch it too much. Like I said, last night was scary. It just burned, but this morning, it looked a little scary, but later on throughout the day, it started to subside a little bit, and now I feel a little better. But it's just itchy, and I think it's just itchy because it's peeling and it's flaking. But yeah, that's what it is looking like. I probably will not do another video until I'm at a month mark. Unless anything else crazy happens, but I do know that typically, you know, everyone's skin is different. So they did say typically your skin may peel with this type of peel for the first 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm only in week 2, so I mean I have a whole another week, and then even I've seen some videos where some girls continue to peel even at the month and a half. And to see the full results of the peel is a total of 2 months, because you're supposed to use the Cosmelan 2 for a total of 2 months. But one thing I would urge anyone to do is listen to your skin, talk to your esthetician if you feel like you're not really sure what to do. And even though the directions say use it twice a day, which I was using it twice a day religiously, and you know, the Cosmelan 2, my skin just was not able to take it. It just started to be too much. and I just had to just lay off of it. So what I plan to do, I'm not going to use it tonight until I feel like my skin is a lot better. I might use it in the morning depending on what my skin looks and feels like after I wash it. And if I do, I'm going to use a very small layer. I don't think I plan to use the, oh, also I didn't use their sunscreen. Their sunscreen has some type of tint and stuff in it too. I forgot to mention that. So of course I'm still using sunscreen. I'll put what sunscreen I'm using up here somewhere. It's by Curology, I think is the one. It's in a blue box. That's my favorite one. That's the one that I've always used when it came out. That was tried and true to me, that just did not irritate my skin. So I went back to using that sunscreen. So I'm going to use that so far until my skin, you know, is not as sensitized as it is, and then use my CeraVe lotion and not the recovery one, since it has that scent in it. And then, like I said, see what it looks like in the morning. Use the Cosmelan 2 very sparingly if my skin seems to be okay. Yeah, and I honestly went back and forth with myself about putting this video up, because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm good. I'm not going to worry about what people think. This is possibly going to help somebody who's thinking about doing this, because I was scared to even try this and attempt to even do a chemical peel. And I said I can look at this later on in life and remember that I did this and see what happened. And then maybe with my experience, it will help someone else. And but I was really fighting some demons to get on here today, because I was like, I don't know, because I look crazy right now. But I'm still cute. But I look crazy. But I don't regret that I did this yet. I hope I won't. But definitely I'm glad I have the downtime right now to be able to do this. I went to the grocery store like 2-3 days ago. Thank God I did that, because my skin was not freaking out. And I went to the gym yesterday, that morning. Today I just plan to work out at home. But definitely if you don't have some hard, I should say tough skin, you won't want to go outside at all. And then also too, I kept thinking to myself, like, people look at me, I don't care. They can think I'm a burn patient. I don't care. It don't matter. And if they looking, it doesn't matter. They don't know me. I probably never see that person again. So it really doesn't matter. So yeah. So I'm gonna continue to keep the process going. I'll let you guys know how it goes, and we'll go from there. Oh, also, I brought these in here because, you know, you're not supposed to peel it off. So like whenever, this probably looks nasty, but like here, you can try to, like, you know, cut it off with the little small scissors or something like that. I don't think anything is too long yet. But anyway, but yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with, y'all. I think I talked and rambled for long enough. And I will see you in the next video, and it'll be in a month. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.